Hi everybody. In this lesson I'm going to introduce you some common vocabulary differences between British and American English. Have you ever thought or wondered how similar British and American English are to each other, or how easy it is for British to understand American? It appears that there are a number of different words for the same things in British and American English. The most notable difference between British and American English is, of course, the accent, but another one is that British and Americans have a slightly different vocabulary as well. Here are some examples of different vocabulary between British and American English. Let's get started. The first word is lift, a British word lift, and the equivalent for this word is elevator in American English. Example, I need a lift up to my flat, or I need an elevator up to my apartment with American C. Petrol is another word for fuel in British English, and in American English the word is gas. I'm running out of fuel. Let's stop and get some petrol, or let's stop and get some gas. The third word is flat. Flat is a place where people live. For example, British say I live in a flat, and Americans say I live in an apartment. Holiday is another word, another British word for a time when we don't have to go to work or school. I'm on a holiday, or I'm thinking about the holidays. And in American English, the equivalent word is vacation. I'm on a vacation. Football is a British English word for a game where you kick the ball around, and soccer is a word for football in American English. I like watching football matches, and I like soccer in American English. British people put on jumper, and Americans put on a sweater. For the light and comfortable shoes, usually shoes for sport, British use the word trainers, and American use the word sneakers. I'm putting on my trainers, or I'm putting on my sneakers. Next word is chip. Word is chips. Chips in British English mean those fried and hot potatoes usually served next to your burger. And American word for chips is fries or French fries. Crisps is a British word for thin potatoes that are usually packed in a that are usually packed in a bag, and American English use the word chips. So be careful not to confuse the word chips in American English and chips in British English. Pavement is a road when the pedestrian walk in British English, and the equivalent word in American English is a sidewalk. Post in British English and mail in American English. Has the post come up yet? Or has the mail come up yet? Or I have to go through my mail. Q is another word. It has got a strange spelling. Q. The pronunciation is Q, and the spelling is Queuea. In British English, it is a line where you stay and wait for something, and the equivalent in American English is line. For example, he is on a line, or he is on the queue, or there is a long queue. We can say there is a long queue or a long line. For the back portion of the car, where we usually put the storage, British use the word boot and Americans use the word trunk. Okay, put the suitcase in the boot or put the suitcase in the trunk. Car park is a British English word for a place when we park the car, and parking lot is a word for a car park in American English. Let's find a car park, or let's find a parking lot. For the place where they buy medicine or toiletries, British use the word chemists, and Americans use the word drugstore. Let's stop and take the medicine at the chemist or at the drugstore. For the high-speed road full of cars, British use the word motorway, and Americans use the word highway or freeway. Torch is another British English word for a thing that we use when we cannot see, and flashlight is the American English word for a torch. For example, turn on the torch so that I can see, or turn on the flashlight. Biscuits are flat cakes, dry and sweet usually. Cookie is the same word, the different word for the same thing, for biscuit. For example, this restaurant serves coffee with biscuit or with cookie. Underground is a British English word, and subway is an American English word. I took the underground to the midtown, or I took subway to the midtown. So underground is a railway system where the trains travel below the ground. In the UK, rubber is a proper word for what Americans would call eraser. So rubber, eraser. For a large vehicle for transporting goods, British use the word lorry, and Americans use the word truck. Example, there was an accident between two cars and a lorry, or there was an accident between two cars and a truck. Sweets is another British English word, and the equivalent is candy in American English word. Usually sweets are those lollipops or chocolate bars, sweet treats. Sweet treats are called sweets or candy, all of them. For the waste material that is not needed anymore, British people use the word rubbish, and Americans use the word garbage or trash. Example, I forgot to throw the rubbish, or I forgot to throw the garbage. Bin is another word used for as used in British English. It is a container for waste in British English, and in American English the equivalent is trash can. For the front part of the car when the engine is, British use the word bonnet and Americans use the word hood. And the last but not the least word is cinema, British English word cinema. It is a theater where you pay to watch films. And in American English, the word cinema is movies. So the Americans say movies for cinema. Example, go to the cinema or go to the movies. So these are some common nouns that you may hear in British and American English. They have the same meaning, but they use different vocabulary words. I hope you find the lesson helpful and useful too. Thank you for your attendance.